BMC, again, it would depend on the
वीडियो क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? अच्छा Hello. Hello, I am audible.
Yes, sir, you are. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Hello. I am audible to everyone.
Yes,
Yes, sir, you
please
are
go ahead.
audible.
अभी उन्होंने किया है अनम्यूट मैं बोलती हूँ प्लीज से समथिंग
टीवी बंद कर दो।
Hello. Hello.
Yes, I am audible now.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Good
Yeah,
afternoon,
audible.
everyone. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Rohit Parma here. I am Executive Director and CFO at Indian Phosphate. So, shall we start the discussion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll just give you the brief about the company. Indian Phosphate Limited was incorporated in 1998, and the manufacturing operation started in 2004. Between 1998 and 2004, the company has a trading activity in some minerals and chemicals. In 2004, the company has set up first manufacturing plant to manufacture phosphatic fertilizer, namely single superphosphate. Single superphosphate is similar to diammonium phosphate DAP, which is a family of the main fertilizer called NPK. NPK, N stands for nitrogen, P stands for phosphorus, and K stands for potassium. So these are the three major fertilizer used by the agriculture industry, and we manufacture P, that is a phosphatic fertilizer. In 2004, we set up first fertilizer plant in Udaipur, Rajasthan. Udaipur is a strategic location where two raw materials are available next door. For manufacturing of phosphatic fertilizer, single super phosphate, we require one raw material called rock phosphate, which is available next door by the Rajasthan State Mines and Minerals Limited, which is the second largest rock phosphate mine in Asia. The another raw material is sulfuric acid, which is also supplied by the next door manufacturer called Hindustan Zinc Limited. And that is how the manufacturing single superphosphate in Udaipur is very strategic. If you look at the all India capacity, out of total installed capacity all over India, approximately 25% capacity is set up in Udaipur, in and around Udaipur. And from Udaipur, it is being supplied to most part of northern states. The company has diversified the fertilizer business by adding chemical business in 2009. In 2009, the company has set up manufacturing of a chemical product called linear alkyl benzene sulfonic acid, popularly known as LAPSA, which is an active ingredient to manufacture detergent and cake. Mainly, the LAPSA manufactured by the company, which is supplied to the principal called Hindustan Unilever. And in 2022, the company has expanded this LAPSA capacity also. For fertilizer, the company had added value-added product in 2009 and 11 by manufacturing value-added product like zincated SSP, boronated SSP, and then some different forms of SSP like granules and other value-added products. In 2022, the company has expanded LAPSA capacity in Udaipur, making the total installed capacity of around 6,000 metric ton new capacity, and the old capacity was 4,500 ton per month. So totaling the installed capacity around 10,500 metric ton per month. And the reason for setting up additional 6,000 ton capacity was up to 2022, the company has been utilizing the capacity to the fullest. Last 3 years, 20, 21, 22, the company has utilized the capacity around 97 to 98%. And the demand was ever growing from the principal. So the company has, considering the future requirement also, company has set up another 6,000 metric ton plant. And now last year, the company has utilized around 65% of total installed capacity. That is from 45,000 metric ton annually, the company has sold 60,000 metric ton last year, which is around 33% growth year on volume front. The company has been continuously working to expand their geography also for both the fertilizer also and for chemical also. So in the continuation of this effort, the company got awarded to manufacture LAPSA 90% by the principal in South also. And the company got a long-term buying arrangement from the principal in 2023. And the company has already started setting up a manufacturing facility in South. The place is near Pondicherry called Cuddalore, where the company is in process to set up a sulfuric acid plant and the LAPSA 90% plant and magnesium sulfate plant. During the manufacturing of LAPSA 90%, we generate dilute acid also, which is being, utilized as a forward integration into magnesium sulfate. And for manufacturing LAPSA 90%, we require sulfuric acid also. So that sulfuric acid manufacturing is a backward integration in the Cuddalore plant. And while producing the sulfuric acid, the company generates power also, which is self-sufficient to run the entire plant complex. Beside that, there will be some power surplus. And for that, company is in process to utilize for both the plant, LAPSA plant and magnesium sulfate plant. Plus, there are some value addition proposition also in the pipeline. The company has recently got listed on stock exchange, NSE, emerged. And out of the IPO proceed, the company is utilizing part of proceed for setting up this Cuddalore plant. And the part of proceed the company has used for the working capital for existing requirement Udaipur plant. And the company is beside expanding geography in Tamil Nadu, company is also in process of setting up a fertilizer plant in Maharashtra, Dhule, where the company has acquired 1 lakh square meter of land, and the company has received EC clearance for manufacturing 7 lists of products, which include sulfuric acid, LAPSA, and other value-added products. The company is in process to expand the geography for fertilizer also. Recently, the company has started supplying in the state of Bihar and in the state of West Bengal also. So company is looking for basically for the volume growth as well as the geography, expanding the geography. The last year, the top line for the company was 768 crore. In 2023-24, it was 705 crores. Basically, it is because the raw material prices which has come down significantly because of the international dynamics. The LAPSA requires one of the raw material called LAB, which is derived from refinery origin. So during 2022-23, because of this Russia and Ukraine war, the crude oil price has jumped from say like average $60-70 to $110, $120. That is how raw material price has gone up, and that has seen the quite surge in top line also. But at the same time, we have growth in volume also. As I have shared, in 22-23, we have increased our volume from 45,000 to 54,000. And in 23-23, we have increased our volume from 54,000 to 60,000. This year, for the 6 months completed, we have already achieved a volume of around 32,000. So year on year, we are expecting the volume to go up around 65 to 67,000 for LAPSA. And similarly for fertilizer also, we have achieved a higher volume compared to last year. So this is a brief history of the company and the 2 product verticals. So I invite my investors to ask whichever information they want to inquire.
Sir, a quick thing with regards to the way you have shown that there is a probability and potential for growth on the top line, and you're already expanding for that. That is perfectly fine. But your bottom line seems fairly very thin. So is it because you're working for the principal? I think I'm assuming HUL plus somebody else could be your larger principals. Is that why it's a cost plus model? That's the reason why the margins will not, or can they improve in that context? Because at a 2-3% thin wafer margins, little volatility on your raw material, especially on the crude, could eat away a large part of your profitability. Is that correct?
No, my business model is basically cost plus. So in that case, raw material price, my top line may get up and down depending upon the raw material, because whatever raw material we receive, we convert into finished product and I supply to my principal. So my margin doesn't get affected as such, but definitely increasing the volume, which adds on my bottom line. So actually, if you look at my business model is in a way hedged from the international dynamics or any risk in say like any volatility in crude oil prices.
Okay, but your model essentially is cost plus model.
Yes, cost plus. Yes, true.
So if your model is cost plus, then what is that margin? Which is there a probability of that margin also improvement going forward, or that would be fixated at whatever 3%, 2%?
Yeah, there is a say like a fix for say like particular period, because say if you look at, I have just shared with you that we are setting up a new plant in Tamil Nadu, Kadlor, which is again for the 100% buyback by my principal, and that is for say like a long term. So for that certain understanding had been arrived. We have already received LOI for that, and the entire volume will go to my principal. So once this plant will be operational, it will add a significant to my top line, and of course that additional volume will add to my bottom line also, existing bottom line. So that is how we are expanding geography, we are expanding the volume also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, just
Hello.
one question. Yeah, what is the current mix of this business, chemical and the fertilizer? What is the in the turnover side on a well,
Okay,
as of
I'll
now?
just share with you the last 2 years ratio. In last 2022-23, my top line was 768 crore. Out of that, 94 crore business was from fertilizer, and balance 670 plus was from my chemical business. That is for my principal, back to back. So if you look at percentage wise, it was somewhere around 88%, the chemical business, and
Majority is
12%
the chemical.
fertilizer business. But if you look at this year, that is 23-24, the ratio has moved to 92%. So, it is ranging between say like 85 to 95%, 90% in and around. And once my Tamil Nadu plant will be operational, then this ratio will be further, go up. Like maybe we will have a 95 plus from the chemical business. My fertilizer business will be lesser compared to the last 2 years.
Substantial business will be the chemical one, right?
Yes.
So and this will be the moving, even I think you will have I think you're planning to expand the fertilizer things, even
Right.
though chemical will be on the higher side. And what is the
Yes.
contribution from the HUL in this chemical business? Roughly
It is
around.
no, we do exclusively for them.
Acha. Okay. So 100% is going to HUL. And for the
Correct.
new plant also? So the Chennai
Yes.
plant also?
This,
So,
yeah, this Tamil Nadu Kadlor plant, we are basically setting up exclusively for them. We have received long-term LOI from my principal for buyback for the long period. So it will be exclusively manufactured for them, and it will be supplied to them only under the LOI.
okay. And at around the same EBITDA level, which we have existing arrangement, we will get the
Yes.
same.
Yes, the advantage there will be, as I have shared, uh, for manufacturing of LAPSA, that is a chemical, the two raw materials. One is LAB, which is received from refinery like Gujarat Refinery, Reliance Petroleum, or Nirma, or imported source like Saudi Refinery or Iran. Iran is banned right now. So other refineries from the Middle East. So in that case, LAB plus the another raw material is sulfuric acid. So we have actually one common raw material, sulfuric acid, which is being used in LAPSA also, that is in chemical manufacturing, as well as in manufacture of fertilizer also. So during the manufacturing of LAPSA chemical, we use LAB and sulfuric acid. In a process, we generate the finished product LAPSA, and we generate some dilute form of sulfuric acid also. Like we use 98% concentrated sulfuric acid, and as a byproduct, we generate 70% sulfuric acid. Now that sulfuric acid also, like when we manufacture a single superphosphate, even if we receive 98% from say like Hindustan Zinc, we have to dilute to 70% and use it. So here what happens, we buy sulfuric acid, we manufacture a LAPSA in our Udaipur plant, and 70% sulfuric acid generated, which is being utilized in my single superphosphate plant. So there is a synergy in raw material. There is a one common raw material which is generated byproduct from another LAPSA plant, which is being utilized in my single superphosphate plant. Now this sulfuric acid, which is available in large quantity from Hindustan Zinc Limited, they have around 1 million ton capacity of sulfuric acid. So there is abundant availability, but which is not the case in case of Tamil Nadu, because sulfuric acid cannot be transported beyond a certain distance because the freight is exorbitant, is a prohibitive. So in that case, we are setting up sulfuric acid plant in Tamil Nadu. The advantage of sulfuric acid plant there, any sulfuric acid plant through the sulfur route, burning sulfur route, we generate the power also, because like during the sulfuric acid production, large quantum of steam is generated. That steam is utilized to run the turbine, and it generates the power. So that power is sufficient to run the sulfuric acid plant also, LAPSA plant also, and one more plant which we are setting up, magnesium sulfate plant also. Besides that, we will have some surplus power available. So in that case, we have a strategic and cost model, a cost efficient model, where our power consumption will be almost nil in Tamil Nadu. So we will be, like have a strategic advantage over other producers. Like since we have a captive sulfuric acid plant, which we are going to utilize in LAPSA manufacturing, and the power generated in our sulfuric acid plant, which will run the entire plant complex also. So we will be the most cost efficient producer of sulfuric acid and LAPSA in Tamil Nadu. So that will contribute to my bottom line.
So if my question is that if we are running on a pure cost plus model, so let's say if I'm getting any kind of benefit from the power, let's say we'll consume less power. So, but the Hindustani Limited will pay cost plus model. So whatever the cost at a certain margin which you have agreed. So
yes,
what benefit the company will get for that? Is there any? Let's assume we have 700 crores turnover now. Let's after 2 years become 1,000 crores. Whether in percentage term my EBITDA will go up or not, or it's a fixed EBITDA.
yes, I will just elaborate. For say like my LAPSA plant, my model remains same. What model I have in Udaipur? Say like whatever LAB I receive, whatever sulfuric acid I receive, I convert for them, and then I bill to them with my margin, right? So there also it is going to be say like LAB which we will purchase, which is transparent, and sulfuric acid what we produce. It will be like the built in the cost, and whatever margin for LAPSA plant, I will get it. Now the power generated in my plant, which is right now I'm using power in Udaipur, which is like part of my cost of production, right? There the power whatever consumption for sulfuric acid plant also and for LAPSA plant also, that is my saving. So definitely what you had asked, that my bottom line which will be much better in Tamil Nadu than the Udaipur.
No, so if I'm getting a saving, so in that cost plus model, the saving will pass to the HUL or it will be with the company? Pass on to the HUL or how the system
No,
will
no, no,
work?
no, no. To the company, to the company.
Okay, so basically, if I'm understanding correctly, so basically there are some fixed cost. There are some certain fixed costs in the company. If my capacity will go up or the turnover will go up, so my bottom line or EBITDA will improve. Is that you are saying?
Yes, correct. And if I answer correctly to your question, my EBITDA level will be better in Tamil Nadu compared to Udaipur.
Okay. And what is the expected turnover after this Chennai plant will operational?
We have made a projection, but again, the projection depends on the crude oil price. Now, crude oil price has already started jumping to around 84, $85. So again, my top line, if you look at, as I have shared last some time back, that out of my total business, 88 to 90% business is from LABSA chemical business, and that is like the whatever it is a cost plus. So LAB becomes costly, then LABSA billing will be accordingly because it is a cost plus. So considering the current level of LAB, it can fetch somewhere around 270, around 270 to 300 crores annually going forward when the capacity utilization will reach to around 85 to 90%.
From that new plant, Chennai plant.
Yes.
What is at what capacity we are running in the existing plant, Udaipur?
Udaipur, before setting up 6,000 ton per month new plant, we were utilizing almost 98, 99%. We had installed capacity of 45,000 metric ton in say like financial year 21, 22. Out of 45,000, we produced and sold 43,800, which is around 98% of my installed capacity. And we had like continuous pressure to supply additional volume from my principal. So, like the additional volume was somewhere around 12, 15,000 ton annum in addition to 45,000. So what we did, if you look at my capacity between 2009 to 2021, 22, the capacity has multiplied by 3 to 4 times. So then we took a call and we had set up a much bigger plant. That is a 6,000 ton. Earlier we had a 4,500 metric ton per month plant. We have added another 6,000 metric ton per month plant, considering the future growth and the demand coming up from our principal. So out of say like we have commissioned this plant on October 22, and since October 22 to 24 March, we had already like 15,000 per month. We have already utilized that capacity. So effectively, our volume has grown from 45,000 to 60,000, around 33% growth when we had only one plant operational. And this year we are expecting around 67, 68,000. So if you look at the combined capacity, 45,000 metric ton plus 70,000, 6,000 ton per month equivalent to 72,000. So all put together 105,000 metric ton per annum. This year we are expecting around 67 to 68,000 metric ton. So which will be around 67, 68%, but that is a 68% of increased capacity. And we are expecting this additional capacity also to utilize another 3 years time to fully utilize, maybe around 95,000 ton per month. So from current level also, we are expecting another say like 30% growth come in the coming say like 2 to 3 years.
Okay. And one last question. So whether we wanted to diversify because we had just dependency with the one customer, let's say if there is a kind of dispute or something like that, then the company will have a negative impact on that. So whether management has any plan to diversify, go for a new customer base, something like that as of now?
Yes, it is too premature to comment, but we had planned to manufacture certain chemicals which are export for the export market. Besides, if you look at the LABSA is basically going into manufacture of detergent, so which is a FMCG product. But the company is already working on certain other value-added product which is for the personal care, like the raw material for say like shampoo, raw material for say like shaving cream, raw material for the toothpaste, which are like high-end chemicals, which is again classified as a surfactant. But company is already working in, and it is in advanced working. But it is too premature to say that by what time this will come. But definitely the company is working on this. Beside that, as I have already shared, in Maharashtra Dhule also we have acquired a land 1 lakh square meter, and we have received EC clearance, which includes the product other than LAPSA also, which includes sulfuric acid, dicalcium phosphate, then some other value-added products. So company is already working on not only the geography but other products also.
And that will go other than the HUL. So,
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. More questions? So one more addition to the what question you had asked. In Udaipur also, this whatever we have discussed is the expansion, new geography, new locations, and new products. But beside this new product, Udaipur also we are working on one value-added product in SS single superphosphate itself. Nowadays, it is called urea SSP, which is like urea is basically contributing N, like out of three popular fertilizer N, PK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and we are basically manufacturing P only, phosphatic fertilizer, that is phosphorus. Now we are in a process to make the urea SSP, which is a more value-added product and which will give N also and P also to the farmers. So this is the like development at Udaipur plant also. The plant is under commissioning and trial, and maybe another 3 months time this plant will stabilize, and we are expecting some volume, rather larger volume in next financial year of urea SSP. So that is a value-added product which will improve the top line also and the bottom line of the phosphatic business for the company.
Okay. And this fertilizer thing, you're getting subsidy from the government also?
Yes, yeah, this phosphatic fertilizer is covered under nutrient based subsidy policy of government. So whatever fertilizer we produce right now, phosphatic fertilizer, single super phosphate, there are two parts. One is MRP, which is we get from the our end consumer, that is the farmers. So there is a MRP, and then balance part comes from the government, that is a subsidy, and there is a transparent model. There is the government of India has launched FMS system, fertilizer monitoring system, where whatever quantity, even if whatever we produce, that is being punched in the government portal, and whatever we sell, that is also punched in the government portal. And once it is sold to farmer, and there are certain like endorsement at the farmers level, and then that endorsement happens, we receive our subsidy.
And what is the EBITDA margin of that fertilizer business? Does could be better than that chemical one?
No, fertilizer business again, there are say it is very difficult to like say any one number, because it is driven by the subsidy, and this government policy rather is very unpredictable. If you look at 2022-23, the subsidy was very favorable to the all the fertilizer industry, not only us single superphosphate, but if you look at there are other larger producers, like if you say the Coromandel, if you take Gujarat State Fertilizer, or if you take IFCO or Zuari or Chambal, and there are many to names. Uh, the subsidy was like in 2021-22 was favorable for other group of fertilizers. But if you look at 2024, there was an election, May. And whenever election is there, the government go for the populist measures. So subsidy was reduced. So when the subsidy is favorable, your EBITDA margin is, your rather bottom line is quite good rather. But when say like such populist measure comes, the of course margin are under pressure. And if you look at the last compared to 22, 23 and 23, 24, if I just give you the example, the Coromandel top line has came down from say like 29,000 crore to 23,000 crores. So there was like a reduction of around 6,000 crore in top line. There was a reduction in bottom line. I think they had come down from say like 3,000 to some 21,000, 3,000 crore to some 2,100 crore or so. So again, I can say that the government policy drives the both top line and bottom line of the fertilizer business. But if you look at my fertilizer business, we are having only 10% of my fertilizer total turnover. Only 10% comes from the fertilizer business. 90% comes from my chemical business, which is completely hedged against any volatility of international dynamics of crude oil. So because my model is cost plus, so we do not get affected.
So on the EBITDA side, just one thing I just forgot to ask question. So let's say, what is the current EBITDA of the I think if you're saying my chemical business will be the major business going forward also. So what is the current EBITDA margins for only for the chemical business? And what is expected for after 5 years, in 5 years timeline, in percentage terms, not the value terms, roughly?
Roughly,
Yes.
my EBITDA is around 11%. And after my Tamil Nadu plant operations comes, and if you look at the consolidated, that it will go somewhere around 14 to 15%.
10 to 15%. In coming years or in 5 years terms? What is
3 years.
in 3 years terms? So there
Right.
basically there's a 300 basis point improvement will be there in the EBITDA.
Right.
Roughly.
And beside that, one point I have missed to share. Whatever say like as I have shared, we have got recently got listed on NSE Emerge, and whatever IPO proceed we have received, we are utilizing for Tamil Nadu project. So there will not be any interest burden for setting up a new facility, which will contribute say like 270 plus top line to my existing turnover. So there is no interest burden, capital investment. At the same time, it will contribute to my bottom line, number one. Number two, part of my IPO proceed, I have utilized for retiring my existing working capital. So whatever if you look at last year, my whatever cost on account of working capital, which I'm going to save. So that will also add on to my bottom line at Udaipur business. So my Udaipur business also, EBITDA will also improve, and my bottom line PAT will also improve in the next year, because we
PAT
have
will
just
improve EBITDA. So anyhow, it's EBITDA has no component of the debt basically. Your PAT will improve technically.
Yes, my PAT will improve. And since we got listed on say like September only, so this year we will have only 6 month benefit. Next year onwards, we'll have full year benefit on say like working capital.
And this Chennai plant will be operational which this year only? Or
Yes,
is already operational?
Construction has started during the beginning of this calendar year, and we are expecting to commission this plant by December. See, right now, on-site fabrication is going on. There are two parts. One is on-site fabrication, another is bought-out items. So for bought-out items, like as I have shared, for sulfuric acid plant, we will be generating power. For that, the turbine order we have placed in month of March. So we are expecting delivery. It is a long time delivery item, turbine, because it is like custom made. So we are expecting delivery by November, the turbine. Similarly, other reboiler and heat exchanger, again, we are expecting delivery somewhere around November. So we are expecting another 1.5 month or so, we will commission the plant. And by December end, the plant will be ready. And maybe by December end or January, we will have trial production.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions? Can we conclude the session?
Yes, I think we can conclude. There is no questions.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us for this discussion. And I hope I have shared the valuable information. And we look forward for all the investor to associate with us and grow in coming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you.